I'm the engineering manager for the Adobe Image Foundation team. We're the people who bring you Pixel Blender for Photoshop, for After Effects, and for Flash. And I want to show you something we're very excited about. We've been working on for a little while. It's Pixel Blender 3D. Yeah. So you guys saw yesterday in the keynote, you saw the Molehill API. A modern 3D API isn't complete without modern shading language. And so what we decided to do, since Pixel Blender comes from the world of shading languages, is that we wanted to do, take Pixel Blender back to its roots a little bit, but beyond that we wanted to actually add capabilities that aren't possible in the existing languages. So I've got some stuff to show you. And I'm ready to show that to you now. Okay. So, first off, we're going to start with something very, very simple. A fragment shader that you may have seen. It's nothing too flashy. But, so we can do very simple things like animate texture coordinates. We can, scale texture coordinates. And you could say, well, this just looks like sort of something I do in Pixel Blender 2D. But no, for real, we're actually doing this in actual 3D. Yeah. And I've got the cube to show it to you. So fragment shaders, that's great. That's a great place to start, but you need vertex shaders too to get some really interactive, beautiful, dynamic 3D. So let's say you had an arm for a character. You had a character in a game, and you had an arm, and you wanted that arm to flex, and when it flexed, you wanted the bicep to bulge. So we did a little something like this. And here we go, and now we get to crazy Popeye proportions, but this is a Pixel Blender 3D vertex shader running in the Molehill API with procedural textures, the checkerboard's Pixel Blender 3D texture, the shading, dynamic shading's a Pixel Blender 3D texture. But it's not a real sneak unless I show you some code, and I'm going to do that for you now, and tempt the fates. So this is what Pixel Blender 3D code looks like. If you're familiar with Pixel Blender 2D, it's very, very similar. That's on purpose. We tried to make it very easy for you, people who've done it. So this is a simple fragment shader that takes the colors set at the vertices and just interpolates them across the face of the polygons. It looks something like this. And just to prove that I'm not faking the whole thing. Uh-oh, what just happened? What did I just miss? No. Uh-oh. You Klingon bastard, you killed my son! And so I'm building. This isn't our fault, this is Flex. Sorry, Flash Builder. I love the Flash Builder team and the compiler team, we're good friends. So this is that shader running, and there's something else I wanted to show you. So this is what the language looks like if you were going to author Pixel Blender 3D. And I added some printouts here to show you what it looks like if you were going to just author directly to the existing Molehill API. This is what the Pixel Blender 3D gets turned into in the player. This is what it looks like to program the existing Molehill API. This is the code you would write for that shader. And I'm thinking this looks a lot better to write than that does. I hope you agree with that. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. So one thing I want to really point out though, in order to make this stuff work and to give you really dynamic possibilities, in the player, we actually took our existing Pixel Blender compiler and ported it to ActionScript. Ooh. So you have an entire middle tier of an optimizing compiler in ActionScript available to your APIs for you to do dynamic things with your shaders. It does optimization, SSA, it does fee function removal, it does constant folding, all that kind of stuff. And so to end up with, I want to show you one thing that is a demo that we've been working on with Gavin Miller and Grayson Lang from Adobe Research. Come on. Aha! So this is something a little bit prettier, and also I have to say Andrea Bearfield and Wei Chen from my team. So this is ripples on a pool, because we're in California and there's lots of pools in the desert. And so these ripples are being generated by Pixel Blender 3D. The sky is being reflected using Pixel Blender 3D. The lighting, the dynamic lighting is all being generated by Pixel Blender 3D. This is the kind of thing that you can do with your Flash 3D with Pixel Blender 3D. So last thing, tomorrow at 11 a.m., Bob Archer, Chuck Rose have a session called Pixel Bender now with 50% more D, where they're going to go into a lot more detail. And hope to see you then. I have a BYOL lab at 4 p.m. Come to that too. See you tomorrow. Thanks.